spoke for Ann. I'm really enjoying the fact that there's an actual audience, so really enjoy that. So it's been fun to listen to what you guys do, and want to talk a little bit about my experience. I'll do my little 20-second. I'm Kyle Bailey. I'm Frontburner Marketing. I specialize in delivering online relevance for my clients, making my clients relevant online. And that's really the center of what I want to talk about today, is relevance. And how many, raise your hands please again if you blog. Okay, so do you remember how the word blog came about? Anybody? Okay, it started back in the mid to late 90s, and it was called a weblog. Okay, and all it was these are my thoughts. I'm going to let them fall out of my head onto this nice little new thing called a website, and we're going to put it out here. Now, that evolved into, in the early 2000s, blogging became a little bit more sophisticated. There were people who were starting to use it for business, starting to see the potential for it, but it didn't really get standardized until a little company called Google came along. Does anybody remember the bad old days of search? This is going back, Google's been dominant for so long, it's easy to forget how bad it used to be. You could go on a search engine, any given search engine, and search for pizza, and you'd be right here in Austin looking for a place to eat, and you'd get a return for Chicago for the definition of pizza, Pizza Italy, you know, the fact that pizza wasn't made in Italy at first. I mean, you could get anything back in search. Google came along and standardized it. Okay, so what they did, what Google changed that has really changed the world, and it really has, they created an algorithm that predicted what you would want to search for if you search for something. Okay? And so the way they did that is they indexed every single page on the web. Now this is pretty staggering. I was doing some research for a client yesterday. I searched one term, 433 million returns. That means there were 433 million pages that contained that search term. Anybody not understand what I'm talking about when I say search term? Keyword? Okay, you understand what these things are? A keyword is a little bit misleading because most of the time it's not one keyword, one word. It could be Austin, tall people that drink wine on Thursdays. That is a keyword. As long as you want to make it, it's a keyword. Whatever you put in that search box is a keyword. Now, what does this have to do with blogging? Well, this is where it gets fun. WordPress came along, I believe in '03. I should have checked that out before I started this nice little talk here, but they came along around the year 2003. And what WordPress did that was different than anybody else is, number one, their platform is open source. Okay, anybody, you could go today and start writing a WordPress plugin, and you could put it up as being a WordPress plugin. And what this means is, it was the first part of, this is a very long discussion, but it's fascinating. It'll tell you, it'll teach you a lot about where the web is today in the world of long tail, okay? And open source is a big piece of that. And what it means is it's free, okay? And there's a great book out there, I think it's The Psychology of Free, and it goes into this entire kind of world of thinking. And what it means is, the web doesn't really cost you anything. Okay, you pay somebody to host it, but you know what? If you own a server, you don't have to pay anybody to host it. So all you're paying for is electricity. Where you used to have to rent a physical location like this, pay somebody to do creative, like this stuff on the walls. If you imagine this as being an advertisement, in the old days of advertising, they had a whole group of people in a room that would spend all their time drawing, and they had to pay them a lot of money. Then they had another whole room full of copywriters. Okay, we're going to talk more about copywriting in a minute. But all these people did was create copy. Then you get that together, and that goes on a magazine. And that's why the show Mad Men is so successful, because they kind of go into all the drama that inherent in that. But now, you are able to get your message out exactly the way you want it. And if you do it right, you get it out to exactly who you want to get it to. That's kind of what we're going to talk about today. And you do it through blogs. Now, social media came along, I think Facebook was founded in '04, but MySpace goes all the way back into the '90s. MySpace didn't do a very good job of being truly social. They were relevant to a few people. And you're going to hear me hit on this topic, relevance. We'll talk more about that in a second. But you're going to hear me keep talking about it, and there's a reason for that. MySpace came along, and it was great for 12-year-olds and people who had bands.